talk stars for a second. How many people know what their sign is, what their astrology sign? Okay, I heard Capricorn. Any Scorpios in the house? Okay, you know Pisces and Scorpios we get along pretty well. Any Libras? Yeah. Oh, I see one real handsome one in the back there. Okay. So many of you guys know me as a shimmy shaking belly dancing disco diva, which is of course still the case. But what a lot of you may not know is that for the past 15 plus years, I've been an avid student of astrology, and I've been a practicing astrologer for about a decade now. So when I was asked by one of my favorite clients, Gary Virginia, to deliver my thoughts on 2012's energy cycles and how we can really optimize our potential using these energy cycles, I was very excited to share. Yeah, I'll take a round of applause for that. And how's the sound? Can y'all hear me okay with the music? Yeah. Okay, cool. I just wanted a little bit of ambient music. Alright, so my intention today is that by the end of the next 10 minutes, each of you is inspired to own your magnificence. I really want you to consider exploring astrology as a useful tool for just living joyfully and authentically and in harmonious union with the rest of the universe. So I'll begin with a quick crash course for the newbies, and then we'll really talk about some simple and effective ways we can integrate 2012's energy into our consciousness and make this the best year of our lives.
Yeah!
Alright, so for those of you who are new to Star Talk, here's the rundown in 30 seconds or less. Astrology is a language. It's a language of archetypes. And it provides a navigational map that helps us realize ourselves. So since we're part of the same energy pool that the universe is made from, it's our natural state of being to flow in synchronicity with the rest of the energy that's flowing in us and around us and amongst us, including right here. Yeah. So let's take a look at some transits in 2012 and see how we can make the most of the abundant energy that this year is delivering us. The first thing we'll talk about is something called a square, a 90-degree angle that's happening between Uranus. All right, guys. Do I need to call it Uranus today? Yeah! Oh, Uranus is square Pluto, and this is going to last until 2017. So y'all better get used to it. And let's make the most of it because it's actually very exciting. The first planet, Uranus, is all about revolution, radical revolution. Pluto is all about power and powerful evolution, decay and rebirth. There is profound opportunity here. The last time that these two planets were in hard aspect to each other, that's right, I said hard aspect. The last time that happened was in the 1960s. Now y'all know the old phrase, right? If you remember the 60s, you weren't there. Well, the nice thing about the 60s is we have so many beautiful mementos of that energy cycle, and we continue to look towards the 60s as a beacon representing profound advances in sexual liberation, civil rights, people actually defending the rights of the people, maybe questioning the national authority, especially where waging wars are concerned. This is all coming back to us in this time of the universe. And all those lessons that we learned in the 60s, all the free love that we spoke about, this is the time to put our money where our mouth is, people. This is the time where we have had these 40 plus years to learn from and develop the concepts of the 60s. And right now there's a pressure cooker. There are these two planets that are in hard aspect, calling our attention to areas of conflict and conflict resolution, particularly regarding power and change. So, what can we do about it? Well, we're already seeing evidence of this on a macro level. The Arab Spring, the Tea Party populism, the Occupy movement, mind-boggling technological advances that introduce new issues pertaining to social responsibility. So this is the pattern that we're seeing here. Progressive and radical movements born to annihilate the status quo. No more status quo, people. It's time for some new change. On a personal, let's actually just take a moment and embrace that. New change! On a personal level, what are you going to do about it? Well, where is the status quo no longer serving you? Where are you feeling your power erode? Where can you work more strategically? Climbing up that hill or up those ladders and just putting all your energy and your passion into something that, you know what? Ask yourself, is it really in consistent alignment with your authentic desires? Because if it ain't, it's time to do something about it.
That's right.
Uranus is all about doing things differently, transforming inventive ideas into action. And let me tell you, if your goal is to wait until it's perfect, don't bother. Ain't no time for that, y'all.
That's right.
Perfection is overrated, so just do it. Alright, so astrology and book combination. Let's quickly touch on retrogrades. There are going to be a few retrogrades this year. I'm going to start with Mercury, because this little bugger seems to have us all in a spin when Mercury retrogrades. Alright, I'm here to tell you that Mercury is our friend. Mercury is actually our closest celestial neighbor. It will be retrograding in, let's see, there's 3 retrogrades, March 12th through April 4th, July 15th through August 8th. And guess what? It stations retrograde on Election Day, November 5th, and we'll be there for 3.5 weeks. So, Mercury keeps us on track with our ever-evolving thought pattern. Mercury is our force of thought and communication. So when Mercury retrogrades, we are forced to slow down, take a quick step, take a breath, and just cross those T's, dot those I's, make sure that we put our best foot forward, because what we have to say is important. And each of us were born at this time and space to convey that energy to the rest of the universe, so you better do it right. So it's about time that we embrace Mercury retrograde as a time to slow down. Now what does this mean when it happens on Election Day? Well, it's time to apply the lessons that we learned the only other time that this has happened in U.S. history, the year 2000. You guys remember that election?
Yeah.
Alright, so seeking truth, applying the lessons that we learned from that whole shabaffle, and the electoral process, in my opinion, is going to be under massive scrutiny. We'll probably even start inventing a new one. What do you have to do with this cycle? Is your voice being heard? Are you like, Gary Virginia or the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence or all of the amazing philanthropists, REAF, the communities that band together to incite lasting change? Where do you fit in? It's time to think about that. And Venus retrograde will help us do that, because she retrogrades May 15th through June 17th. Who's a Taurus here? Anybody? Taurus? Libra? Okay. Venus is your ruling planet. And when Venus retrogrades, it affects all of us. The energy definitely flows in our internal universe, and it's time to revisit unfinished business when it comes to money and love. Money and love. It's time to reassess where you find the most value and what makes life worth living. And when Mars retrogrades, January 23rd, which is just about a week away, through April 13th, it is time to mind your body's cues. Are you having more energy or less energy during the day or during the night? When do you find yourself getting excited about things? What really turns on? Besides the Crimson Stinger, because those are pretty tasty. Thank you, Jason. Are you feeding what intrinsically drives you? That's the question. There's 2 eclipse cycles this year. One takes place in Gemini and Sagittarius, and the other takes place in Scorpio and also Gemini. Let's drink if we're a Gemini. If I had a drink, I'd still drink. Let's drink if you love Geminis. Let's drink if you love to make love to people who love Gemini.
Yeah!
This is a big year for Gemini. Venus is in Gemini, actually aspecting the sun. It literally draws a line across the sun. So what does this say about Venus and about what we love? It says that we are, and this is all happening in Gemini, mind you. So this is all about the solar feminine, really expressing what we love to do the most, literally shining your love light. So have fun with that. And And I think it's just worth it to close by quickly making a note about the Mayan calendar, because y'all have been abuzz about this Mayan calendar. December 21st, 2012. Okay, so let me break it down a little bit and demystify this for you a bit. Yes, the Mayan calendar ends on December 21st, 2012. It's the end of the 13th Bactan. I'm not sure if that's a familiar term with you guys, but without getting too nitty-gritty, essentially there is a 25,800 year cycle turning over. It's a pretty freaking big deal. And it coincides with a remarkable phenomenon, which is, in my opinion, a parallel to the energetic vibration of our time. But essentially, what's going on is the sun will be rising in conjunction with the galactic center. And the Mayans believed that this is a time of profound transformation, endings and beginnings. And this is how I, as an astrologer, choose to embrace this time. This is how I encourage you all to embrace this time. Ain't nothing ending, you guys. This is not about cause and effect. This is about synchronizing our energy vibration with the rest of the universe. No doomsday here. We're talking about joyful living. And it begins now. So give yourselves a round of applause. Continue drinking those crimson stingers. And my name is Gypsy Love, astrology by gypsylove.com. Come see me afterwards if you have questions. Thank you.